Now we review the 2024 film Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Oh, the number 2? Not as in too much? Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there is a train, and talking like that makes me want to drink. This is non-alcoholic. Sadly, I have to go to work soon. Anyway, I have seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the sequel. And you guys remember I watched the original, so I watched the sequel. So before I get any further into that, let me remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. Now, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is essentially Christopher Robin's movie. What you're having is that the events of the first film are not canon. They are a movie that exists in this movie's universe about a real event. So, they give you the basic story of what's going on in this movie, and the fact that that event did happen, but who died in that event and any of that sort of stuff is just sort of a side piece. And Christopher Robin is having some issues. He gets dismissed from his job because of the press over the film. And then your 100 Acre Woods gang goes on a rampage. Alright, so that's your basic gist. A lot of it is, this is a movie for the sake of it being a movie. It does not make sense. It is not meant to make sense. It is meant to be a vehicle for blood, guts, and gore. There are some boobies. If you want to see boobies, they are in this movie. They are not very prevalent. I mean, look, if the entire movie had been the part where the half-naked chicks were getting slaughtered, would be about the same movie. You know, would have been easier to watch maybe, but, you know, that's not the point. So, yeah, look, not a lot going on in this film. This is a film to scratch your itch for blood, guts, and gore. And I do believe that the masks are better in this movie. You see more characters. But do understand something, that some of these scenes are just gore for the sake of gore. You don't really know what's going on or why they're doing what they're doing. And they're not fleshing this out enough. You do understand why there is now these creatures running around, okay? Where these things came from. They are not supernatural in origin, so to speak. There is a logical, movie logic explanation for them. But where this movie is a lot of wasted potential is the general fact that, yeah, I mean, Christopher Robin had a relationship with these characters throughout his whole life. And, you know, how he interpreted what was going on doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, and even further along the lines, it's like, yes, the 100 Acre Wood is attached to a small community, and that community is somewhat aware of the events, but they never got an explanation. And now you basically have scenes from other movies hodgepodged in to make sense. Like, you've got sort of that woods scene from Silver Bullet where they're hunting the werewolf, you know, and they're out there doing that, and then, oh, yep, bear traps and carnage. And the other thing about this is that the individual characters were not given a personality that fits with who they were. I mean, yes, Winnie the Pooh as a character in this, he uses a bear trap as his weapon, and I believe his focus is strength. But it's like Tigger does appear in this movie, and he doesn't sound anything like... In fact, all the characters sound like they're dubbed by the same damn actor with the same sound effect. They're just sad. You know, it's like, look, owl. Okay, he's an owl. He should use stealth. That's how owls fight. They're not particularly strong, but they have sharp talons. Well, I mean, I don't think they're strong compared to eagles, but they have sharp talons, and you can't hear them coming. That's the whole point of an owl. And they can turn their head, completely around to look at you. So that's kind of one of those things that should have been in this movie. It should have been written in there somewhere. And it's like, Tigger, he would use speed, and as a character, he would be the Joker, basically. If Tigger were evil, he would be the Joker. He's laughing at it. He thinks this stuff is funny. Like he'd be making a bow tie out of someone's intestines, kind of funny. That's who Tigger is if you made him evil, because he's always causing trouble and he's bouncing around. It's like if you were a regular person and there you met someone like Tigger, you'd be like, hey man, that dude did a line before he talked to me, right? But that's not the Tigger in this movie. The Tigger in this movie talks like Freddy Krueger. He's got Freddy Krueger-esque lines, but he's just a cheap knockoff. So yeah, dude, I mean, it feels like this movie was written for other characters, less characters, and then they split the characters off, and then splitting the characters off, they just didn't create something that was fitting to the franchise, fitting to the like this could actually be the reality of the 100 Acre Wood universe. Like, okay, this is how we interpreted these characters, and these could be the reality versus the fictionalized version. It's like, no, these are not the same characters at all. They're just characters with these names. So yeah, I mean, I have trouble saying the Poohniverse with a straight face. But yeah, I mean, look, the Poohniverse is its own thing. It is using images you care about and using them as a vehicle for blood, guts, and gore. Some of us like that, some of us don't. Again, it is a very low on the watch list, almost a fans of the genre only kind of a movie, which is, I mean, it's the lowest rating I can give something is fans of the genre only, which, like if you like the so bad it's good movie, that's your thing. I mean, films like Things, which is Brian Tenold, I believe, said it was the worst movie ever made, that he ever saw. Yeah, that's the kind of movie this is almost as bad as. It's not boring in any way. Things are happening, but the storyline, the reveals are not as good. I will also say that I felt the music for this film was not as good as the last one. The sound score was far more overpowering, and the dialogue was not as focused on, and the dialogue is what we need to make things clear. So, it's just, things happen, things keep happening, there's not a lot of logic to it, but you know what? This is a horror movie. So yeah, if you want to see a really bloody horror movie with some nudity sprinkled in, this is your jam. Don't go in there thinking that this is a good movie. Think that this is the kind of movie that you need to smoke some reefer, or whatever they call it now. I've never had any, but think of it, this is the kind of movie where you gotta be on something to make this work, alright? Okay, yeah. Fans of the genre only, we're just above that. That's my opinion. Love to hear yours. Comments below. I'm Richard. Greetings, humans! Your old pal Randall here again, reminding you to comment, like, and subscribe. You see, I got my bracelets from Ferocian, and I got another medal from the Conqueror. Yeah, look at that, see? See? That's got an Easter Island head on it. Because if you can't afford to go to Easter Island, you can go and walk Easter Island virtually by going to the Conqueror. You could not screw up the environment by traveling to Easter Island. You could just get this, plant 5 trees, and then walk on your own and learn about Easter Island, because I send you postcards. And if you comment, like, and subscribe, you can help the guy that owns this channel buy things like this so he can plant trees, and buy bracelets like this from Ferocian so he can pull trash out of the ocean and make a better world for you. And it isn't going to cost you anything. So don't you have something to say? I mean, shouldn't you in the comments down below say how grateful you are that this man has planted so many trees and pulled so much trash out of the ocean and did all those good things for you? No? Ungrateful human? I should eat your face!